Welcome to Sydney Harbour for one of the great days on the Australian sporting calendar, the 78th edition of the Rolex Sydney Hobart, and it is a magnificent day on the harbour.
The official number for the starting fleet is 103. There are 10 internationals.
Here we go.
Away they go in the 78th Rolex Sydney Hobart, the great race south.
The 78th Sydney Hobart began under threatening skies with the strangest forecast predicted for the journey south. Taking the windward end of the start line, Law Connect led the race start ahead of Andu Comanche and Scallywag for the race to be first out of Sydney Heads.
What's going on Law Connect? Both pencils are flapping there, they can't.
That's close.
Andu Comanche soon took the lead over Law Connect down Australia's east coast, with speeds of 20 plus knots, neck and neck to the finish line. The Cruising Yacht Club of Australia's most formidable race, the Rolex Sydney Hobart, is one of the most admired and respected challenges in the history of ocean sailing. Covering 628 nautical miles down Australia's east coast, across Bass Strait and into Storm Bay, this race asks powerful questions of sailors who are inspired to answer the call.
It must have been unwritten rule that anything bad that happens at sea happens at night, and it sure did last night.
Everybody's pretty pruny right now. It's wet as can be. In fact, the wildest was like literally 180-degree wind shifts. Been pretty wild.
Andu Comanche's really put the pedal down. Terrific speed these boats are going, 20 plus knots. There's the crew of Law Connect there watching Andu Comanche.
We're playing cat and mouse all night long.
We just need some opportunity, we just need some light air and shifty, and then there's always opportunity in the Duel. Yeah.
And now they straighten to go over the finishing line of the 1982 Hitachi Sydney Hobart Yacht Race, and we have virtually a photo finish. Wait for the gun. It'll be Condor of Bermuda first, with Apollo second.
In 1982, after 3 days, 1 hour and 3 minutes and just 10 metres separating the two big maxis, victory went to Condor of Bermuda over Apollo 3, the greatest ever finish. Until now.
The excitement is building here on the Duel River because this is Andu Comanche, the 100-footer who took line honours last year, has just gone through past the iron pot, and where at the moment is Law Connect.
Law Connect has caught up, and there's good breeze where Law Connect is between her and Andu Comanche. This is unbelievable. Look at Law Connect. There's a puff of breeze coming to her. This is not over by a long shot. Look at that bow wave. It's minimal, isn't it? It's hardly any bow wave at all.
There's a real slimmer of pressure, and Law Connect is in it. That's the only place that there's ripples on the water right now. So they are in that. They've halved the distance again, and with Andu there behind me, their sails have gone completely sloppy.
Andu Comanche still leads. It's narrow, as you can see. Without stating the obvious, it's very close. This is cat and mouse stuff here. See the aggressive jibe that Tony Mudd is putting in on Law Connect. They really swing that boat through. It's absolutely unbelievable how close this is. Look at this. Law Connect's got the bow down. Here we go. Can Law Connect lock Andu Comanche out, or vice versa? Andu Comanche's faster at the moment. There's the finishing buoy. Oh, look at this. So, Law Connect's got the bow down here. Wow, she's taken the breeze of Andu. That's what's happened. That's what's happened here. They've done it. Law Connect's done it. They've put the bow across in front of Andu. I think Law Connect might do this.
And just 100 metres to the finishing line.
Oh, look at this. This is amazing. Unbelievable. Here's Law Connect on her way. There's the finishing buoy that's just got to turn to starboard.
Extraordinary scenes here on the Duel. Law Connect over the finishing line, just seconds ahead of Andu Comanche.
I can't believe that result. Honestly, it's a dream come true. I never thought it was possible, actually. We thought we'd definitely lost it.
Look, I think the determination was Tony Mudd and Chris Nicholson never giving up. They don't ever give up, no matter how bad it gets, and they're the ones that got us over the line.
This race was way harder than most of the ones I've been involved in. I think I've done 10 now, and it would easily be, I think, the hardest one I've done. Last year was a dream ride, and this year was not.
Firstly, the boat, I jokingly call it a box, but compared to Comanche, it honestly is a box. Comanche is a beautiful boat that's better in every way. It's 4 tonnes lighter, etc. Secondly, they had a pretty lean budget, and thirdly, they had 5 corporates, including me, on the boat to deal with. To have all of that and still win the race, it's actually an incredible feat, I think.
Incredible moment. We always knew it was on. We knew that it was going to be a glass out in the river, and we knew that we were close enough. It's just that we can't really see until we go around the last couple of bends what pressure is on the water, and it was looking actually almost too good so that it wouldn't be a slowdown, and then all of a sudden there was. So once that happened, it was good. We're just looking around and sail it like a dinghy. All the team, all the people involved are dead keen to be involved again and already. We enjoy being the underdog, and I don't know how we're going to get it back.
This is the battle now for handicap honours. Whoever wins out of these two could take the Tattersalls Cup.
And it looks as though it's down to URM and Alive who are going to really fight out this handicap situation.
She's probably got about 8 miles to go. She's got a convincing lead over Alive. Oh, she's just stubbed her toe there. She's run out of wind. Now, is this river starting to play tricks again on us here?
Drama is building.
I've just spotted Alive pop their head around the corner.
Here she comes. She is powering up the river. She is in really good pressure. She's come right up the middle of the river. Boy, she's looking in good shape at the moment. How far behind is she? This is the key to it. Heartbreak here for one of these boats. Massive speed difference.
There's the gun from the Castro Esplanade box. Have they done enough to win the race on handicap?
URM just had to sit there and watch the clock.
Oh, gee, they're not far off this finishing line. God, this is a cruel race, isn't it? It really is a cruel race.
I think they're going to do it, Peter.
They're over the line, Alive.
I've done the maths as I'm gone around Tasman, and I'm thinking it's going to be very hard to catch this up.
When we were coming up the river, one of the guys said, "Oh, that's URM," and we went, "What, really?" And we went down and looked on the track and it had their finishing time. So, and then I knew what time we'd finished. So then we said, "Okay, we might have got them."
Adrian Callaghan, 31, Sydney to Hobart. That's pretty phenomenal. We got out of the harbour, I think, with third boat out, which is pretty damn good. Lake Yacht in Westwood, won it twice. We never gave up. The Duel River, not a particularly forgiving bit of water. You can be unlucky or you can be lucky. I definitely was lucky this time.
Crews that we spoke to or have reported in said it was quite heinous out there.
Some of the crews have said they've never experienced more thunder and lightning while at sea. Slowing the bulk of the fleet, the tough conditions saw crews contend with wild 60-knot winds and huge seas, endure hail and the odd waterspout, and experience the most extraordinary lightning bolts, cracking the water surrounding them.
The interesting thing this year is the current, and the East Australian current is quite close to the coast and extending all the way down the New South Wales coast, and I've never seen that before.
Boats wrapping spinnakers round forestays, having to run northeast to untangle the mess, sails blowing out, rigging blowing out.
There were some really extreme conditions in this race. Normally there's some agreement about what the forecast is going to be. We were scrambling on the morning of the race trying to work out a plan and stick to it.
First day was quite difficult with the thunderstorms and had some pretty incredible lightning, just like non-stop lightning all evening, and had a few strikes in the water really close to the boat, which were pretty scary.
We had lots of different conditions and thought at one stage we were going to put the code 0 up because it was going to be too light, and then we wanted to put the roof back in. There was a big trough that we had to get the right side of.
Decisions to change sails had to be snap decisions, even though it's a long race. You know, the wind shifts happen really quickly.
Nowhere on board you can actually sit down and get changed, put dry gear on, because it's all wet. It's just horrible.
The late arrivals definitely earned their honour of competing in and completing one of the most challenging races in the world. Now in its third year, the two-handed division of the Rolex Sydney Hobart continues to grow, reflecting the extraordinary popularity of short-handed sailing around the globe. The first to finish was Rupert Henry's Lombard 34 Mistral, co-skippered by famed ocean racer Jack Botel. The pair's extraordinary display of seamanship placed them 6th on IRC overall, in a race that was much better suited to the bigger boats of the fleet.
Tough conditions all the way. A lot of upwind, strong wind, a lot of changing conditions, so lots of transitions and things to manage.
Jack and I have sailed together a bit last year in France, so we got a pretty good routine. We just rest when the other guy says he wants to rest.
Good to sail in Australia again, and nice little boat that Rupert's set up here. Happy to be in Hobart.
I say it goes like a 34-footer upwind and like a 45-footer downwind.
Queenslanders Drew Carruthers and Jim Close were second on their Kerr 40 showdown. Whilst Tasmanians Rob Goff and John Saul, who had taken the inaugural two-handed line honours win in 2021 on Sidewinder, finished third on Kraken 3. The fascination and support for these skilled and passionate competitors who rise to the elevated challenges and demands of the journey without the support of full crew seems to resonate, as does their infectious camaraderie.
We had our moments with Moneypenny this year, and we knew it would take everything to be URM and alive.
We missed a little bit the pack, you know, these two guys. We're not that far behind, but you know, that's life.
We did the best with what we could do in the circumstances where we were. So happy with that. Such a privilege to be here, you know, to do one, let alone finish one. So it's absolutely fantastic.
It never started out as trying to do 25. I just used to watch the race start. It's an incredible experience, the Hobart race. Once you've done it, yeah, you just sort of get drawn in and want to keep doing it.
Wow, yeah, it's the first one for 18 years for me. You know, it's 2005 on a 100-foot maxi, and even then we didn't get there, so I'm happier on a small boat actually.
The years have gone incredibly fast. Once I was called a young and up-and-coming navigator, and now I'm called a veteran. I don't know what happened in the middle.
The boat has actually been converted to electric, so it's run entirely off renewables, and 5,000 plus nautical miles were sailed it since we launched it last year. Haven't touched a drop of fossil fuel.
When I first started, I think really there was Adrian Carlin was on one boat and I was on another one, but there weren't many other women around at that point, so it's incredible to see how many more women have come into the sport.
Who thought an Irish girl would end up on a Sydney to Hobart race?
You always get a bit of everything in the Hobart race, so yeah, off we go.
I mean, I think he likes life on the boat, put it that way. He doesn't like rough weather, and he doesn't like too much attention. He's been to New Zealand and back, yeah. But yeah, he's done a lot of miles just around Australia and to New Zealand and back, yeah.
The cat's got its sea legs, you know, he's a seasoned sailor. Good to see a pet going along on a boat. In this particular instance, I don't think that cat would like it on board the Celestial though.
How you going, Ollie? Ollie's going well. How are you going, Bob?
I think Sylph's getting in about a week from now. They're quite slow, the way they like it.
Finishing a Sydney to Hobart for the first time, even if you come last, it doesn't matter. It's an awesome feeling.
You're quite emotional.
I am just a bit, I don't know why. I think it's about the cat, actually. We're proud to be the winner of the category of the two-handed four-paw division, the first thereof.
A lot of respect for all the teams. You know, obviously we all want to win, and that's why we do it. But no, there's a lot of respect. That's the one good thing about 52s is that wherever you go in the world, there's 52s that you can race against, and we've all been through the same pain because they're not a lot of fun.
A lot of our crew have sailed together or against each other for almost 40 years actually.
You know, you just get with a group of people that you rely on. That's the most important thing. And when we get to the other end, we'll celebrate.
The welcome is incredible. Yeah, no, amazing.
Yeah, we had the entourage come down.
Yeah.
Allez les Blues, as they were saying.
At this point, it's just a bunch of friends going sailing, and we sail well, you know, and we enjoy sailing together, and we enjoy sailing this boat, and we've got it pretty well dialed in.
We are just having the best time.
Yeah.
Here we are. Here we are. It's beautiful. Amazing time.
I suppose there's only a few of these really mythical races worldwide, and this is one of the big ones.
That's one of the reasons I really like it. You know, it's just an amazing sort of sailing challenge.
Go back to Ireland.
This great race is a testament to individual skill, determination and indeed bravery.
The most beautiful boat in the fleet, without doubt, Oroton Drumfire. They were the first ever two-handed crew to finish in the Rolex Sydney Hobart in 2021. Kraken 3. And this world-class sailor, Rupert Henry, Mistral. Amazing performance by the little 34-footer. Patriot, representing the Sandringham Yacht Club, Jason Close. The first Victorian yacht on corrected time. Well done, Damien King, MRV, from the Sandringham Yacht Club in Victoria. Sensational performance by smuggler Sebastian Bohm.
One of the most intense and agonising duels for line honours.
Law Connect, Sailing Master Tony Mutter. First IRC overall. A second victory backing up the effort in 2018. Philip Turner and Duncan Hine alive.
The race itself reflects the spirit of Rolex. It is universally regarded as one of the toughest tests of seamanship, courage, determination, and skill.
It was 103 yachts that started. It was intense, but it certainly was a full-blown test of human endeavour.
History was being made by a number of veteran sailors, adding their names to the annals of the Sydney Hobart. Lindsay May on board Antipodes was about to complete his 50th consecutive race, an unprecedented feat, with Vanessa Dudley on board Tilting at Windmills to become just the third woman in the history of the race to complete 25. Attracting a starting fleet of 103 yachts ranging from 30 to 100 feet, the Sydney Hobart brings weekend warriors and professionals together to sail as compatriots against the best of the best from across the globe. From 5 Australian states, Victoria, New South Wales, Western Australia, South Australia and Tasmania, including an international contingent from New Zealand, France, Germany, Hong Kong, New Caledonia and Ireland. The Rolex Sydney Hobart Yacht Race, where sailors ride waves of emotion steeped in history, intrigue and courage. As a test of endurance, perseverance and seamanship, it's one of the most challenging ocean races in the world.
for me, the Rolex Sydney Hobart is one of the premier yacht races of the world. It's 600 miles. It can be brutal, it can be easy. Quite often it's all of those things at once. So for me, it's a proper test of the conditions, the boat, the machine, the people. So it's a really good yachting event.
The 2023 Rolex Sydney Hobart Yacht Race is proudly supported by Rolex, the Royal Yacht Club of Tasmania, Transport New South Wales, Events Tasmania, Tasports, City of Hobart, the Tasman, Hobart, Devil's Corner, CUB, the Winning Group, Sail Media and Hype TV. The Cruising Yacht Club of Australia would like to thank all sponsors of the 2023 Rolex Sydney Hobart Yacht Race.